In chapter 11 of the book of Genesis, towards the ending of Parashat Noach, the Bible tells a very interesting story of the Tower of Babel. Vayihi kol haaretz safa echat udvarim achadim. The entire earth was with one language and one idea, one ideology. And this is seen by the Bible as being something which was negative and evil. And the upshot of this chapter is, and the upshot of this story is, that there has to be room for different languages, different nations, and different cultures. And this is after the Torah has also demanded that shofech dam ha'adam ba'adam damo yishafech. If a person sheds another person's blood, his blood shall be shed, because we were all created in God's image, and we have to understand the rights of every human being to be free and not to be in any way diminished by anyone else. So one would think that what follows from this understanding should be let the world have one ideology, one philosophy, one language. But God doesn't want that. And the question is, why not? And I believe the reason is an extremely important one, and is the foundation of world democracy. God wants moral absolutism when it comes to what is right and what is wrong. When it comes to the 7 universal laws of morality: thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not harm another human being. About that, God wants complete approval of everyone, acceptance by everyone. However, there is a Mishnah in the tractate Sanhedrin, an amazing Mishnah. And the Mishnah says, look at God, the King of all kings. Contrast him to an earthly president, king, ruler. The mortal king, ruler, mints a coin, takes one model, and from that model creates billions and billions of coins, exactly the same. God took one model, Adam. Millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions of humans, and everyone is different. And that, according to the Mishnah in Sanhedrin, the 4th chapter, shows the greater glory of God. In the Talmud, in Brachot Nun Chet 58, the Talmud says, you want to see the differences? Look at everybody's physiognomy. Everyone's face is different than everyone else's face. Just as their faces are different, so their thoughts are different. So their ideas are different. And here the Torah is saying something of tremendous importance. When it comes to morality, we have to all agree. When it comes to culture, to art, to music, to literature, to philosophical ideologies, political ideologies, there's room for differences. Because God wants people to keep thinking. God doesn't want a big brother society in which everyone has to think exactly alike. God wants originality and creativity because that's the way things progress and people learn. And art and music and literature and philosophy develop. So God wants cultural pluralism alongside of moral absolutism. Everyone must be moral. But everyone also must allow other people to think differently about things that are not subject to morality, about other issues and cultural developments. And that's critically important. And therefore, languages were different and cultures were different, and that's wonderful. And even is there room for ritual pluralism, as long as you understand the 7 universal laws of not harming other human beings. And therefore, the prophet Micah, when he talks about all nations coming together in the Holy Temple in the Messianic age and learning from the Jewish people, first the laws of morality, and then the importance of a world of peace, which comes from a world of morality. And the prophet Micah concludes his picture of a world of peace and nations coming together in the Holy Temple and agreeing to a world of peace. He says, let every person call upon God in whatever the name. Allah, Jesus, call him whatever you want to call him. As long as we all understand that we must beat our plowshares, our swords into plowshares, and our spears into pruning hooks, and nation will not lift up sword against nation, and people will not learn war anymore. People can have different religions, as long as they remain moral. And this was something which was believed in by most of the early Rishonim and most of our halachic sources. What we ask of other people is not necessarily to believe exactly what we believe in terms of God and in terms of religion and ritual. What we insist is that they all be moral. And then they can develop whatever kind of religion they want to develop, as long as it is free of hurting any other human being. Shabbat Shalom.